Dear gentle listener, we're talking Bridgerton Season 4, Part 1. Welcome to Screens in Focus, the podcast where we talk about TV and movies. I'm Diana. Sam is here. Hi, Sam. How's it going?
Hi, how are ya?
I am good. We are ready. It is Super Bowl Sunday, and we are recording this right before. And it is right here in my backyard, so it's cool. Yeah, we are here to talk about Bridgerton, and I have to start off with what Benedict said. That word that he brought up before we get into all of it, mistress. I'm like, Benedict, no, what are you doing? What did you think of that moment, Sam?
I was just like, "You are a dumb, dumb boy. Like, how could you? Like, you're taking away the wrong kind of message from your everything, Benedict, you dumb, dumb boy."
But it's also brilliant because he has some learning to do. So it's good for his character arc. I think it's actually pretty brilliant that they put it in there. And with everything, how hierarchy and perception and identity and all of that comes into play, and things aren't always easy. And we're seeing that now, right? Things aren't always easy. I think that we'll dig in a little bit deeper, but I just wanted to get your initial reaction on that.
What was yours?
And what was that? It was like,
That
I can't believe that this is coming out of your mouth. You just reduced her. It's just crazy.
I like meeting like up to that point, I had no idea what he was gonna say. I did not think mistress. That is for dang sure. And I don't know what I thought he was maybe gonna propose, but then I was like, that's I don't know, that's what happened with Colin and Penelope. Like we
Yeah.
ended on the season 3 like
Yeah.
that, which wouldn't have been a bad thing, but did not think mistress. And it's
Well,
funny because rewatching it, I'm like, oh no, it's mentioned. It's brought up like several times. Like that guy being unhappy and Benedict's wow. And he's like writing it down.
I know. I thought he was learning and everything. Again, we're going to break this all down and we're going to talk about it throughout. But again, it is not what we expected to come out of his mouth. And so that's why it is perfect for television and for bringing us back and for us having a conversation. So let's back it up because the way we get to that moment actually matters. And so in watching Benedict this season, which it centers on him, his vibe is like rebellious and searching, and he's like a rake with feelings energy, which we'll talk about that word in a minute. And this whole Cinderella storyline with Sophie and this mask and who is this woman and the masquerade and it hitting midnight. So what did you think of that setup for the
I
season?
loved it. I couldn't wait for it. I love like a costumed party, a themed party. So I couldn't wait to see what and like Bridgerton's always so elaborate. Like you think about Queen Charlotte's hair. Last year there was a
Oh,
pond in it. So I couldn't wait to see like what kind of stuff everyone else would have. And I thought it was just like a nice way to also introduce like the upstairs and like downstairs of it
yeah,
all. Like we got to see
yeah.
Mrs. Wilson and everybody, and we got to see more of John. I couldn't think of that delectable little man, John. Love him. I love him and Hazel. I love all of it, and I love Mrs. Wilson. And it really reminded me of Downton Abbey. And yeah, I want more about the costumes, if I'm honest, just because they're so
I
cool.
know.
But I also thought really quickly back to the costume of it all, like when Penelope reveals her costume, everyone's like, oh, it's Lady Whistledown. Who did you think was standing with the Bridgertons? Come on, people.
Okay, I want to bring up John because you brought him up.
Hmm.
I love him. And also, it reminded me of Beauty and the Beast, the candlestick guy. What's his name? I don't know what his name is.
Lumiere.
Yeah, Lumiere.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know if you got that, but that's what I don't know, something
It's the
about it.
hair. Maybe.
Maybe, but it just instantly, and I'm like, I really like this John guy. He's just I don't know, he's cool. And I love how it all centered, like you said, I didn't watch Downton Abbey, but the whole upstairs,
Oh.
downstairs, and just finding out the lives of these people. I love that. I love seeing all of their lives and just interacting with each other and it centering on that. And that I just think it's so good. I love how each season brings us something different. And that's what it's bringing us now. Also, yeah, who doesn't love a masquerade ball? I want
Mhm.
one. I want to have a masquerade ball. I always, how fun is that? And the word rake, I mean, there were several words in this that I had to go look up to see what they actually meant,
Mm,
or some words I did know, but I still wanted to confirm what things were. And so rake is basically like a womanizer, or I don't even know the other words for it, but just I guess sleeping around, doing your
yeah.
thing, living your life, whatever it might be. But Benedict, I think to his, he may be that, but he's also got feelings too. We also see Sophie, who I really liked. I thought, ooh, this is a great character. I love the actress that plays her. I was totally in it. She didn't even have to sell me. It's like
Mhm.
the moment she came in, I'm like, oh, I was gripped by her. What did you think of Sophie?
I really liked her, like, right off the bat. I thought she was immediately, like, so just she's just, like, a likable person, and she's so smart, and she's so kind, and I love that she's a reader.
Yes.
And I love the interactions between, like, her and Benedict in the mask, without the mask, like, when they're at my cottage, all of that, and I feel like she really challenges him without making him feel bad about it, which I think is new for him because I feel like he's like the not so serious person, and I think people don't take him as a serious person because that's what he like projects,
Yeah.
but that's all a front for things. And I do think that she's gonna fit right in with the Bridgertons whenever that time comes. She reads, that's like Eloise and Hyacinth,
Yes.
like all of it.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say, she already
Mhm.
does fit in with them
Yep.
because she is so well-rounded.
Mm.
She feels so grounded, and I think because she does know both worlds already, that's why it works. That's why she gets
Mhm.
it, but I think people are surprised when they're like, "Wait, you read and you read these books?" Not that you read, not like they wouldn't think she doesn't read, but
I mean,
yeah,
it
I
wasn't very
know.
common for
Right.
servants back then to read. Yeah.
Then I wasn't sure though, or did they not read? Were they I don't know. I just didn't think
Um
they had the maybe they didn't have the availability of books. I assumed that they probably would know how to read, but having available all of these books at your, disposal to be able to read. So I think that they were surprised about that. But I do like what she brings. I think, like I said, she's sort of, um she's kind and she is smart and she has that moral compass.
Like, I feel like she's always trying to do, like, the right thing, like, whenever she's kicked out of the Penwoods home, and Posey, my sweet little baby, I wanna protect her so much. She tries to give her a gift, and it's, like, a shoe,
Oh,
like a
yeah.
buckle or something.
Yeah.
She tries to return it because she feels bad because it's like it belongs to the house,
Yeah.
and then she, like, is, "Wait a second." And I think that's just like that. I think like it does, like it shows who she is as a person if she tries to, because that could have helped her get out of that situation.
Yes.
And she was willing to like maybe have to work a little harder if it meant that not her sister, but her employer or whatever, like that, like just her friend wouldn't get in trouble.
Yeah. Also, her when that friend of hers that she comes to help and protect, um
Hazel?
is it Hazel? Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
Hazel. She just steps in and helps her like
Hmm.
nothing. Like it's just normal, and I love that about her. Yeah, I just like the relationship she has with Hazel and with the other characters. So what other characters surprise you or stuck out to you?
I was shocked at Eloise. I thought when Hyacinth was trying to bond with Eloise about a book she was reading, Eloise was really rude to her until you hear in the background Sophie made a comment, and then all of a sudden Eloise is like, "Really?" And I just thought that was like really rude of her, and I like don't think of her as a rude person. Like I know she can be opinionated and I don't even know, but I never thought her rude to her sister. Like, I know she has to be, like, the, like, older sister, because poor Hyacinth wants to attend a ball in the worst way,
Yeah.
and she catches her, and then she's, like, nice to her, but she's, like, a little firm, and I don't know, I was shocked at how rude she was.
The last interaction they had, though, Hyacinth put her in her place, and
Mhm.
you had Eloise looking back, "Holy crap."
Yep.
When she says, "I thought you weren't just trying to connect with me. I
Mm.
see you're just all about yourself."
Yep.
And, but Eloise, of course, does that reflection, so it's, oh, man.
Yeah.
But what I love is that I feel like all of this is setting up for the next seasons where it will
Mhm.
concentrate on Eloise and then Francesca. I don't know what order it will be, but
I
it's
feel like
great
it's
to see
gotta
that.
be Francesca, because we have to introduce Philip
Michaela?
Crane.
Oh,
No,
oh,
we've already met Michaela. I
yeah,
mean,
we
know
have.
more about Michaela, but I
Yeah.
wanna meet who Eloise ends up with,
Oh,
and I
so
wonder if they'll
wait,
change that.
do you
Hmm?
think that'll be next then?
I think they'll introduce him maybe if they introduce him in the second half, then maybe season 5 will be all about Eloise, but I feel like if they don't, then maybe season 5 will be about Michaela and Francesca, and then they'll introduce Crane in season 5, and then she'll be in season 6, I hope.
Yeah. Okay, so we're already talking about Francesca, so
Mm.
let's dig into her and John. Is it
Yep,
John? Yeah,
it is John,
her
yeah,
and John's relationship.
trying to achieve her pinnacle. What a strange word.
I know.
I mean,
I
it makes sense when you think about it, but it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
so weird.
I love
Um,
it.
yeah, I think I'm excited to see, just Francesca figure out who she is, because I feel like not that I was underwhelmed by what was going on in season 3. I think it has a point, like, we'll get like, it'll but I just wanted her to find, like, a great love like the rest of her family, and she does love John, don't get me wrong, she loves him, but like the
A
rest of her family.
passionate
It's
love.
not a
I know.
passionate
They
love.
all get this passionate love, and, she's just,
It's
what's
great.
happening, and she has such a sweetness about her.
Oh,
And I do like the moments between them. I'm glad that we get to see the moments between them when she talks to her mother about it. And her mother's, she's, I screwed it up with Daphne, and now you're asking me. And she's not really sure how to explain it to her. When she first asked Penelope, but then they got interrupted. And then she asked her mom, I'm like, go back to Penelope because she's not your sister. So you can talk about it without worrying about how it
yeah.
comes off. So I was so glad when she went back. Well, Penelope, let her know
Mm.
what's going on. She needs somebody to explain it instead of just dancing around it. But then when her and John, just those interactions when they're having tea and she makes her move on him and he's surprised, and then they go back to the bedroom and she puts on her performance, and then he's all, you don't have to do that for me. But I have to tell
Yeah.
you, John is so
Mm-mm.
sweet.
I
And
know.
everything that he said to her, I'm gonna feel really bad for John though, because I think he's such a sweet guy. And is Francesca gonna end up with Michaela? Like, how's that gonna work?
Spoiler for the next 30 seconds. If you don't want to know, skip ahead. No, John dies. And
No.
yeah, and I don't know how or anything like that, but it'll be a nice like parallel between her mom who's going to find like another love, and then her also understanding that it's okay to find like another love after loss.
I don't want John to
I
die.
don't want him to die.
And so
Mm,
what do you think they're gonna follow the books then?
I think so. I don't want them to, because I like John, but I think they should.
Well, otherwise it's okay, it's gonna be heartbreaking if he dies, but it's also gonna be heartbreaking if she just like, "Hey, say sorry, I like your sister better than you." Uh, but
Yeah.
then he's such a sweet guy. He reminds me of a person who would just be like,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
I know.
gosh.
I know. It's like I like throughout this like whole season, I was kind of like, is this gonna happen? I really hope it doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really sad. And don't make him likable then.
I know, right? Exactly. Because he says the sweetest things,
He's
and they
so kind to her.
yeah, you feel like they're like they're such kind people and that they do have a love for each other, but yeah, it's not the same as anybody else. There's not like this, and not saying that everybody has to have mad passion, but we are watching Bridgerton, so that's what
Yeah.
we're here for. So what that mad passion. Come on. Okay, so who else you want to talk about?
Oh, I am back on the train of not being a fan of Lady Featherington. I could not believe what she was doing to Varley.
Oh my
That
gosh.
woman, Varley would go down with the ship for your family. Like, she is the best, and you're gonna not give her a raise
Yeah.
and then just treat her like that? No wonder she left. Good for her. I was like, "Yes, please do it." And I was just shocked because I thought, like, she had made, like, a ton of, I don't know, growing up progress with everything that happened, like, in season 3
Yeah.
with
Yes.
Penelope and all of
Yeah.
that. I don't know, I just thought she was, like, different, and maybe she feels a little more invincible because of, like, the Bridgerton name, and so I think she feels like, I don't know, but I was like, "I don't like it, because 'Cause 1, like, that woman goes above and beyond for everyone in your family, and
Yeah.
then you're gonna reward her with a bunch of dresses and then go buy new ones?
Yeah.
Girl, that's just rude."
It is rude. I also think she's letting her pride get in her way.
Mhm.
It's like, she doesn't want her to leave. She does care about her. I think she believes that she will change her mind as she's walking out the door. And it's like, no, she's not changing her mind. She's leaving, and you're still not retracting what you said. And then it's going to come back to bite you in the butt because you're not going to be able to find, just like this whole maid wars that's
Oh my
happening
gosh, the
because
maid wars.
everybody's finding a better opportunity somewhere, and instead of you just stepping up, and which is in contrast to Violet
Yep, yep.
asking her people, how's, do you like it here, is everything okay, which is how you would hope an employer would be, and not everybody's the same, so that's what we're
Mm-mm.
seeing. Yeah.
Yeah, the Bridgertons are like, they're the exception, they're, like, not the rule, I think.
Yeah.
Because you can see, and it's really nice because it's not done in this, "Hey, look at how nice the Bridgertons are." It's done in, like, a subtle, like, way through the eyes of a new employee, like, we're watching with Sophie as she's walking around the downstairs, and you can see everyone is not that everyone's laughing, but everyone's relaxed and calm,
Yeah.
and they're working hard, but they're not, like, it's not like they're, like, miserable while they're doing it, like, they're, like, is laughing and joking, and it's just, and I love that for Sophie. I love that that she can see that there are other options, um, and I just love that it shows, like, how kind the Bridgertons are. I feel like they're, like, long lost relative since my last name's also Bridge. I
Ah,
feel like
that's
a little
little bridge in the ton.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
But I also really liked how we got to get to know a few of the people who work down there, like the Crabtrees at my cottage. I want that woman to just
Oh,
run my life. They seem like such kind, almost like grandparents, like that you'd like a,
yes.
and then like Irma and Alfie. Oh, they were so kind to Sophie and like
Yes.
just, and I just love being able to see like the other part of that.
I love the crab trees too,
They're
both
so
of them.
good.
Yes, they're so good. And the
And
all
Mr. Crabtree is for sure, he knew where Benedict was. He sent her on that trail hoping to play matchmaker.
oh, so true. I didn't even think about that.
Very kind.
Yeah. And wouldn't you just love to live at my cottage? I'm like, "Ooh, I like this place."
That place is beautiful.
Yeah, because it's remote and it's beautiful, and it's super big, but it's not like super duper big or
Mm-mm.
extravagant. It feels very,
It feels cozy in a way,
yeah,
even though
it
it's like a
does.
mansion, it feels
Yes.
very cozy.
It truly does, and having that lake and just all of that, so
Mhm.
it was a cool place. I do wanna talk about Violet, though. Violet and Marcus, man, that was fun, I thought.
Mhm.
That was I thought it was earned, I thought it was sweet, I thought it was surprising, I thought it wa I actually had to I was like, "Oh,
Like,
Marcus."
I don't wanna see Lady Bridgerton's bits. Like, she looks that outfit, she knows exactly what she's working with. Oh, I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later, but girl, you are a snack. And, like, Marcus, my goodness,
Oh my god, I know when he took
so
off his
good.
shirt when that moment. Oh, and I loved okay, so I love when he walks in and he says, "Oh, we're doing a little bit something a little bit different," or something like that,
We're
and then
having tea in a different area or
yeah, and she
something.
says, "Yeah, I am the tea." And
I am the tea
then
you'll be having.
yeah, and then when she says I can't remember if it was that moment or if she says another sentence, but the walk toward her, huh, I'm like, "Oh my god." It was like, "I am ready." And I loved it. That was probably one of the highlights for me that we saw. It was so cool.
I'm
And
just happy
then
that we're able to do it, literally. I don't mean it like that, but just get together because 'cause they've been teasing it for 2 seasons and, like,
yeah, yeah,
they were sweet at the ball, they were sweet elsewhere, they flirt
yeah,
with each other, no one's business.
yeah,
And I want Violet to just find another love, and I want her to tell her kids, and I want them to be okay with it.
yeah,
It's like, your mom deserves love, is too young to be alone.
yeah.
Unless that's her choice. Like, I feel like I wouldn't wanna pressure like, Agatha, I wouldn't want her to, like, to marry if she didn't want to, but Violet clearly wants a companion.
Yeah. I think it's so interesting because you said the word her choice or whatever, and it's hard because she has to choose, is she going to go with reputation or is she going to go with what she wants, what she's feeling? And so it's her joy. So it's oh what's her going to be her choice, which is interesting because choice is a really big theme in this series, which we'll get to in just a few minutes.
When you say reputation, do you mean, like, that she's just afraid to be known as a woman who wants,
Yeah.
like, a second husband? Okay.
Or whatever it could be for her. I don't know what it means yet, but I'm sure it means something, right? Viewing as is she gonna tarnish in any way what her because her children are not all married off yet. So it could have an impact. Just like any of the siblings can have an impact on another.
I know, it drives me
So
bonkers.
I don't really know. That's why I said reputation. I don't know. I don't know what it means
Yeah.
here. What it means back at that time, what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, ooh, I think that's why she's being secretive. It's because of her reputation, what it could mean for her, what she appears to be in other people's eyes.
But, I mean, it's not it's, like, uncommon for people to have a second marriage,
Yeah.
like the Penwoods, like her second marriage.
Well, marriage is different than just.
And I like oh, I see. I was ignoring, like, the fact that they were having sex with I don't
Yeah.
and I don't know why, 'cause it's very clear. I guess in my head, I'm okay with it, so I'm like, everyone's okay with it.
Okay. This is a side note that I'm going to bring
Yeah,
up because you just said it. Isn't it interesting where we see Sophie, I'm jumping ahead here, but I have to bring it up because I don't want to
yeah.
forget what I want to say. Okay, the moment with Sophie and Benedict in the hallway. It feels very not your first time in this, position, I guess.
Her?
Yeah, it felt very natural. Okay. So it felt
Yeah.
very natural with them. It also has felt natural with other people at certain times. But then it's interesting because here we have Francesca, where it feels like I don't know what the heck I'm doing, and I'm very naive when it comes to that is what I would think that all the women or most of the women would feel in this. So I just think it's interesting to watch that because Sophie seems like she's been very sheltered too.
But she's also spent, like, a few years with, like, being a maid, and I feel like people talk differently in front of
That's
maids.
true.
So maybe, like,
They
she,
know
like,
more
talked to
of like
yeah. And I don't really
conversation.
know, like, who in the house would talk about that kinda stuff that would get her familiar with it, but yeah, like, maybe that was my first thought was maybe, like, 'cause she's a maid, she understands it a little bit more. She also did look, like, shocked a little bit, like, surprised. Um, maybe she was just, like she couldn't speak or anything. Wasn't expecting that scene at all. I don't know why. They always do a scene like that, but I
Yeah.
was just like, "What's happening?"
All right. So to finish up with our characters, I do want to touch on the Queen and Lady Danbury because that was first of all, like you mentioned, the Queen's hair. It kept getting taller and taller which each episode, which is amazing. I also want to mention her house or her not her house, her palace.
Yeah, the palace.
Gosh, every time a scene opened before I knew where they were at. I'm like, this is so gorgeous. And then, of course, it's so gorgeous. It's where the queen lives. It
Yeah.
was just the attention to detail to this whole series is
Oh,
all the costumes and the outfits and everything. I just think it's just simply amazing. But also Lady Danbury. What did you think about her passing the whole lady in waiting to Alice?
Alice.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Alice. I want more of her and I want more of her husband. I was very excited in season 3 whenever they revealed that her husband or that like her son is now I think like a baron or something, which is great.
Oh, yes.
Mhm. We'll talk about it like a little bit like down the line, but I really think I thought it was very a lady did Danbury to like want her to be like a lady in waiting because I feel like she can understand it from a she's actually been one, so she can like not coach her on it, but just help her out and show her the ways to make it more powerful in her own like for herself. I really loved her and her husband, whose name I'm not remembering right now, whenever they're at the ball and they're like the big compliment that we got from her last season, and they were like, not bad. Yeah, I think it's because I think it's not always cut and dry the way that a woman can have power, especially like back then.
Yeah.
And I think it's such a it's also and I've known this about Agatha and that she's like a girl's girl because like she's always helping out and she's taken like the Mondriches like under like her wing and she also helped with the Sharmas in season 2. And yeah, I think I can't wait to see where that goes because I think Alice would be a really good lady in waiting for the queen because she's like a little mini Agatha.
Yeah.
She's spicy when she needs to be, but she's not like ultra spicy. And I loved her giving the cold shoulder to Lady Danbury when she's her husband's. She gets like this when she's mad. I know it's
Yeah.
not me this time.
Yeah. Yeah. But I also I really like Lady Danbury a lot. I think that it's time for her to live her own life and do what she wants to do and go visit and go where she wants to go. But I thought, "Oh my gosh, you're kind of like," she kind of put Alice in a position where she can't take it
Yeah.
back. She can't avoid it. She just needs to do it now because the
Yeah.
queen is wanting it. You have to do what the queen wants. So I'm like, "Ooh, man, that was sly in a way." I
Mhm.
don't know. So I don't know. I was like, "Wow." I was surprised. I was a little bit surprised by that. That was
Yeah.
surprising to me.
I was surprised that the queen's, at least at first, I was shocked that she had told her no, that like she couldn't leave to go home.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
Brimsley, wait,
I think
Brimsley,
so. I think so.
Brimsley.
I think
Yeah. I first of all, I have you watched Queen Charlotte?
yes, and I
Okay.
loved it.
I think about that scene, Brimsley dancing with Reynolds in the way back, and then come to like the thing, and he's by himself so much. I want an answer. I want to know what happened to Reynolds. But I thought he's a character that like I really do enjoy because he's funny. But I thought it was really like brave of him to leave and go like beg like Lady Danbury to
Oh,
like come
yeah.
back to the queen
Yeah.
and because he really does care for her and like you get that in Queen Charlotte obviously but I feel like it was he's looking out for her best interest even when she wants to be like a stubborn little bee and because she's hurt and I feel like I don't think Lady Danbury really thought about the reasons why and I don't know that she necessarily should have because it's not she needs to do things for her own. That's a huge part of Queen Charlotte is she was promised to a guy when she was like 4 years old or 3 or something.
Yeah.
Everything that he liked is what she had to like. And so I think it's just another and I feel like Agatha talked to the queen about that and I just was really hoping that she would be like, "Yes, you should go and do your own thing." It's not like she's not going to come back. However, we do have to worry. We're getting into the years where the queen actually does die in real life. So, we're like 2 years away from that.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they're gonna do it. Like, I wonder if they're gonna kill the queen off in 1820. I'm not ready for that because I love the queen. I love the character. That actress
She
is phenomenal.
She is so good at what she does, even though I don't like what she does, how she
Right?
acts a lot of the
Mhm.
time. I'm like, "Oh," but then I do think of the show or of the
Spinoff, I
spinoff.
guess?
Yeah, so with the spinoff of Queen Charlotte, I loved that one. That was actually one of my favorite seasons, and so I always think back because 'cause I'm like, that was her backstory. So I think of that when I think of her now, which makes me like her more now, even though I think sometimes I just want to shake her because I don't like what she's doing to
Yeah.
certain people. But then she's such a good actress, so good at playing that role. So I do, yeah, I do appreciate her and that role and her hair and her palace and everything else. Okay, I do want to talk about the evil stepmom,
Yep. Araminta.
Araminta, and her daughters.
Rosamund and
Oh my
Posey.
gosh, to play this role, this is such a villain, and I
Mhm.
guess we need one every season. So,
We do.
I truly think I'm just gonna say it now, I think that Sophie has money. She's just
Oh,
not
yeah.
giving it to her. She's just, "No, I'm gonna tell her no because I need money, and I
Mhm.
don't like this girl."
Yeah, I think he left everything to her, and I think
Yes.
Araminta got to the well and was like, "If I'm her, I would kick all of us out," but that's not who Sophie is. That's not fair for Sophie, but,
Yeah.
um, her poor and, like, I feel bad for her daughters. Poor Posey just gets, like,
Posey.
pushed to the side,
Yeah.
and Rosamond is like she's like a carbon copy of her,
Yes, her
and
mother,
that's not
yes.
fair to her either, because like, poor Rosamond. But the thing that got me was Araminta is played by her name is Katie Chung or Chang. I think it's Chung. And she was in Harry Potter. She played Cho Chang. And in my head,
Wow.
I was like, how in the heck can Cho Chang be
Yeah.
old enough to have a daughter? And then I was like doing the
Wow.
math and I'm like, I could have a daughter in the
Yeah.
Dawn.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I saw one of the things that I think Bridgerton does really well is making sure that there are all kinds that are represented in the show. Like you have disabled characters and you have characters from
Yes.
all walks of life. And I saw an interview with the woman who plays Araminta, and she was saying that it's nice to be in a show where you're not the only like Asian person, and so she doesn't have to worry about representing like
Right.
Asian, just be
Yes.
herself, and I
Yes.
love that, and
I
that's like
do.
that's so good, and I want more shows to do it because I feel like that's just people will I don't know, that's a different a conversation, but the shoes, the outlaw, the clothes, oh my goodness.
I did also wanna mention that Sophie is the first East Asian romantic lead, and so she does recognize that and carries that well. I love it.
So
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
I thought of one more thing, and I
Okay.
feel like we're gonna get to a point with Araminta where we're gonna feel bad for her, 'cause that's the other thing that
Do you
the
think
show does
so?
real I do, because I feel like I hope so. I don't want her just to be a bad guy, I want there to be depth, and I feel like what's gonna happen is we're gonna get a scene where and because you so when the scene where they're when is first introduced like to the dad and they're like, "Oh my love, I'm so happy you're here." He didn't tell her about his ward. And I feel like that right there is not okay because she's your new wife, and it's your ward. She's gonna have to like take care of her. And I feel and that doesn't excuse any of her behavior, but I feel like it's gonna be little things like that where she's maybe not being told everything, and that just makes her resent this person. That does not make it okay, but I want to see like from her perspective like what happened and like how did she grow up, how was her first husband, like is there a reason that she is doing this. I just wanted to not just be for jerk reasons, you know.
Yeah, I get that. I hope
Mhm.
you get that or we get that, but I don't know. I don't know that they will do that. I don't know. We'll have to wait and
But
see. Yeah.
I feel like we also didn't like the Featheringtons because that's how the mom is. She's very much like cutthroat, and the same thing with Cressida Cowper. She was a straight jerk to people, and by the end of season 3, I felt bad for her because it was how she was raised. It does not make it okay, but it makes you feel like, okay, that she's a product of how she was brought up. It's a bigger issue,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I do think maybe we'll get a little bit of it just because they did humanize a few of them.
I was gonna say, we'll
Cressida.
probably see, like, a little bit, but I don't think she's gonna get off
Oh, no, I
on
no,
everything that
gosh,
she
no.
does. But yes,
Mm-mm.
it may lighten as
Yep.
to why she is like that. Yes, maybe we'll see something that'll show her
Yeah.
perspective, but it's not gonna wash away all these years because she still made all these choices of
Oh, heck yeah.
how she treats Sophie, which is not good,
Yeah.
not right,
No.
and all of
Mm.
that. And yes, I realize you're a woman, it's survival and all that, but
Right.
that doesn't mean that you do that at the expense of others. You just don't.
Mm-mm.
So
No.
you got to help yourself, but you got to help yourself along with other people, which is what Sophie is doing.
Oh, heck yeah.
So, all
I'm
right.
excited to see what happens because they moved in, like, right next door to the Bridgertons. I'm
I
so pumped.
know. I know. Okay.
Which will also go to show, like, how like, they probably have a lot of money then, because that's a pretty like, a fancy place.
Yeah. I do want to talk a little bit about the themes that we saw here because there are power dynamics and different themes that we've already talked about. So what stood out to you?
I liked that we got to see, like, the darker underbelly of the because like, they were out in the country and Philip Cavender had no problem trying to put his hands on a maid,
I
and that's
know.
where we get to see, like,
Mhm.
like, Benedict, he immediately jumps in, and I thought that was I didn't like it, but it happens. Another thing is I don't really understand how in the world does Benedict not how does he not recognize Sophie?
I know.
Like,
I
he walks
know.
around the Todd and he's looking at every woman's mouth except for her mouth? Come on, dude. Another thing I like that they really pointed out that or I was thinking about how the men in the ton can be a capital like R rake, while the women in the ton are expected to be like so chaste and have to save themselves.
Yeah.
And it's just and that's always been like not talked about, but it's always on screen during the seasons. But I feel like this was the first time where it was like, yeah, with Daphne, it was like she's gonna marry a duke, and that's different. And Sophie's a maid, so if she gets caught with a guy, he doesn't. It's not always guaranteed that he's going to marry her, and that
Yeah.
still could ruin her. And what I thought was really nice about the power dynamic, we talked a little bit about this earlier, but I liked how Lady Danbury was able to convince Alice that being a lady like in waiting can be power because women aren't going to be able to find it just like around the corner. It's like a secret power. Like it's not like out in the open.
Yeah.
And I think she'll be really good at it.
Yeah, she will. I definitely
Mm.
think she will. We've already touched upon it about the word mistress
Mhm.
and what it means for Sophie. And I think this word is so detrimental to Sophie because of the situation that her mom was in. Her mom was a maid, her mom was a mistress, her mom married her father, and then her father dies, her mother dies, and here she is fending for herself on the road, trying to find work. And she doesn't want that if she has children, and she
Mhm.
doesn't want that for herself. And I
Mm-mm.
think that Benedict doesn't understand the hierarchy, the power that he has. I like that Mrs. Crabtree explains to him what this means. What she does not have a choice. She has to acquiesce to whatever you say or do,
Mm.
want what you want, because she doesn't have the power to do so,
Mhm.
which is so interesting to watch. It's like he thinks he's providing comfort by telling her this, but it's not equality.
Once again, you're a
Yeah.
dumb boy. You're a dumb boy, Benedict.
Yeah, and Sophie's whole life has been shaped by where she is in this ladder. It's just, oh my gosh, it was such like a slap in the face what you said to her, Benedict. I know you don't know it. I know you're not trying to hurt her, but that is what happened. Yeah. And then we do see the contrast of that to me with Violet and Marcus because they are different in this hierarchy. And so she's able to make her choices much freer of what she wants, which I'm happy for. Being a woman, you still don't have choices, so I'm glad that she has a choice. That's what stood out to me. All right. Oh, we're gonna do a rapid fire. And so I'm gonna ask you a question, you're gonna give me your answer, and I'm answering them right there with you, okay?
Okay.
What is one word for Benedict right now?
I'm gonna call him dense because I feel like there's like goodness there, but he's just something's just not quite connecting. Dense.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't wanna be you that's a good word.
I feel like that's you can call him like
I'm trying to think of a polite word to say, and I like yours. Your okay, one word for Benedict would be misguided. How about that?
yeah,
How about
that's a good one.
that?
That's a really good one. I
Because
like that one a lot.
I was gonna say something else, but yeah, okay, you're misguided. All right. What was the juiciest line or moment?
I am the tea you'll be having. Violet
Ooh!
Bridgerton, Miss Ma'am. Oh, go off, girl. And I love when she's talking to herself and she's like, well, this body's had 8 children and worked with Edmund and blah, 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 blah. And Marcus is like, do you need me to leave? Have a conversation by yourself?
Okay, I agree with you. I agree with you on
Mhm.
that. That's the best line. I love it.
Yeah, it's so good.
That's so good. I'm not even gonna bring up another one. That's good. Okay, what was the cringiest or gave you the roll your eyes moment?
Anytime Eloise talked to like just like any kind of
Yeah.
suitor, she was awkward as hell. And I just think that was like, well, just get her off screen. I don't want to watch that.
I okay, so I don't even know, but I'm gonna say, and this is a bad one, not a bad one. This is a feel bad one, but I did feel bad for Francesca when she was trying to do her performance, and he calls her out on it.
I
Ah,
know.
damn.
Oh, I was like
So,
hiding.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, no.
Well, and it was
So
funny because I was like, oh, good for her. She finally got her
I
pinnacle. And then,
thought so too. Wait,
and
what's
then
happening?
John was like, mm.
Yeah. I am so glad that he said it though. I'm
Oh,
so glad. And he did it in such a kind
yeah.
way. And then she was able to just say, "Oh, I've been lying the whole time." So it actually resulted in something that was so good. So,
And I think that just real quick, I know it's not like a rapid fire moment, but I really do think that the fact that John can confront her like that and Francesca can respond, it just goes to show like how much love there really is. It's
yeah.
just a different kind of love.
Yeah. Exactly.
Um and yeah, I love that. I really did as cringy as that was, I did love that moment because I was like, "Oh, look at him. Look at her. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're talking."
All right, laugh out loud moment or who surprised you?
I lo I got scared when Violet went to confront Penelope about like all the Benedict just stuff, and she's Penelope Bridgerton, and she like jumps or sits down, and I like jumped and sat down. I was like, "Yes, ma'am. What do you need?"
I would have to say, I don't know, it's gotta be the queen's hair. It just made me laugh. I just laughed because we'd seen her hair and then all of a sudden it was the tallest it could be, and I'm like, "Holy crap." So it made me laugh and I loved it. It was a laugh out loud moment that I loved. Okay, the best dress of the season.
So I really do like all the Penwoods outfits. Like I'm just a huge fan of black, and I feel like as much as color is useful, I just love the idea of that. But I think like a second, like a runner up is Benedict. His outfits were so cute, this like just on point.
Oh.
I also loved how they didn't, sorry, this is like backtracking, but I loved how they didn't shy away from him still being like into men. That was great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh, it wasn't
Yes.
just like a blip in his like in his radar, and it was I don't know, I just like his
Yeah.
outfits too.
I am going to say because they were all extraordinary. Everybody, it was just so beautiful. Even the maids and everyone else had beautiful outfits.
Mhm.
But I'm going to say, I think one that stuck out to me was Lady Danbury. She was
Oh,
wearing
yeah.
a burgundy outfit with a burgundy, look like velvet hat, and it was gorgeous. And
Mhm.
so I really love that. All right. There's so
Can I
much.
ask you a question really quickly?
Yeah.
So between the hats of the Penwoods and the hats of the maids in the Bridgerton house, which one do you prefer?
I
I like the Penwoods because it has a cute little like a bow in the back for some reason, and the Bridgertons just looks like a weird little like half shell.
Oh, I didn't notice. So I
Oh,
don't know the answer to that. I'm gonna have to check that out in part 2, and I will
part
get
two,
back
we'll talk about it.
I'll get back to you on that. We'll find out. Okay, we saw so much tidy up at the very end. We saw that Michaela made an introduction and now she's here. We saw that the Penwoods are moving in next door. We of course we see that what happened between Benedict and Sophie and that
Mhm.
moment. So what are you expecting in part 2?
I can't wait to hear the earful that Benedict's going to get from somebody about what he's done, about his mistress moment. Is it gonna be his mom? Is it gonna be Anthony? Is he coming back? Is it gonna be I don't even know, but I wanna hear him get an earful. And then I really wanna know what's going on with Michaela. I wanna know what happened in the Highlands. I wanna know what is Francesca feeling when she looks at her. I just wanna know all of it. Plus, I like anything in Scotland, so it's really pretty.
I know. I am looking forward to seeing Anthony again because I really do love to see him, and so I wanna see them come back. I think I
As a
saw
little
that in the
baby.
preview. Yeah, I hopefully see them a little bit, and yeah, I wanna see Benedict evolve and, figure his way to get to Sophie. I'm curious to see how the Penwoods end up. Are they gonna be homeless? I don't know. I wanna see that money. I wanna
No.
see that
Yeah.
money come back to Sophie where it should be. It's going to be interesting to see all that revealed. I'm just excited for all of that and any new introductions that we get to see. All right. We're so excited for part 2. We're gonna be here for part 2, so come back. Friends out there, if you have anything to say, whether our rapid fire, if we brought anything to light, or maybe we got something wrong and you need to tell us, please let us know. You can leave us a comment wherever you're watching us or listening to us. If you're on YouTube, leave us a comment here. Otherwise, you can go to screensandfocus.com and get to all of our social media there and leave us a comment anywhere you like, or you can even call us and you can reach us at 669-223-8542 and leave us a message and we will address it in part 2. All right. So we do have a couple of TV and movie recommendations for you. And so, Sam, let me know what you are watching.
I've been watching The Last Thing He Told Me, which is on Apple TV. I think it's coming out with a second season in a couple of weeks. I've been watching Wonder Man on Disney Plus, which also came out at the beginning of this month, and it's really fun. I really like it. And then I've been watching Shrinking on Apple TV, and that one, if you haven't watched it, it is so good. It makes you laugh, you cry. I cry a lot. It's got really
Wow.
dark humor, which I really appreciate, and it
Yeah.
does involve a lot of like a bunch of death and stuff and but the comedy is there. And then in terms of movies, I've been watching The Emperor's I watched The Emperor's New Groove on Disney Plus. It was my husband's birthday and that's his favorite movie. And
Oh,
that movie is oh my goodness, 27 years old, I think. I think it came out in 99, which is makes me feel
wow.
really old. I remember watching it for the first time. Anyway, and then I watched it's called Influencer. It's a Shudder movie via Netflix, and it's a horror movie, so I'm getting back to my roots, and I was genuinely surprised by it. Like, the whole thing is this influencer travels, I wanna say to Thailand, and she meets a woman, and she's not what she seems, and it's just really fun. It's, like, under 2 hours, so I highly recommend it.
Nice.
Mhm.
I did watch the first season of The Last Thing He Told Me, so I know the second one's coming out, and I am currently watching Shrinking. That is so good. For me, I started watching Memory of a Killer because someone recommended it to me. It's on Hulu, and I've only watched the first episode and a half, and I'm liking it. That is with Patrick Dempsey, and it's so good. He's like ageless, not ageless, but he ages so
He's aging
well.
like a fine wine,
Yes,
that word.
he does. Also, Lincoln Lawyer. I'm a huge Lincoln Lawyer fan. Season 4 just started and I watched 3 episodes. They're all about an hour long, but I just like to me that was binging because one, two, three. I love Lincoln Lawyer. Highly recommend if anyone hasn't seen it. It's such a good series. So I appreciate that. And I got to see Wrecking Crew with Jason Momoa and Dave Batista. Such a fun, good movie. It's on Prime. It's just really it's good because it's all this action, fighting, brother baggage that they need to deal with. But I think that those moments are handled really well by both of them. And it just to me showed what good actors they are in portraying that, because it's not just all fun and fighting, it has some heart. So
Aw.
I
It's been
appreciated
very
that.
cute.
Yeah, it is. All right, friends out there, if you want more recommendations, you can go to my TikTok or YouTube where I give shorts on what's out there. So please tune in. Sam, thank you for joining me. I'm so grateful for all your insight and everything that you bring to Screens in Focus. So thank you.
Thank you as always for having me. I love talking about pretty much anything with you, I think. If it's on TV or a screen, I'll be here.
Awesome. Yes, and we'll be back for part 2. So all of you, please come back. We're so grateful that you joined us. And again, we hope we gave you some insight, a chuckle maybe. Share this podcast with a friend. We would love that. Keep watching, keep exploring, and keep those screens in focus. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.